Before you even think about buying real estate in London, Ontario, there are some things you need to know, things that could save you thousands of dollars or even change your mind entirely. I'm going to give it to you straight, no fluff and no sales pitch. Over the past decade, I've helped hundreds of families relocate to London, and I've seen the same surprises, frustrations, and blind spots come up time and time again. When I moved here myself, there were things that nobody warned me about. So if you're thinking of buying here, this is your insider's cheat sheet. Now, number one, London's weather will test you because it is no joke. Gorgeous summers, yes, but winter, be ready for sudden snow squalls that will bury your car overnight. And if you're coming from the milder parts of Canada, it'll be a shock. A solid snowblower, good insulation, and snow tires are not optional. They are an actual survival tool in a city like London. Now, what you'll notice is when the city shuts down for a snow squall, it's kind of fun at the same time, and it goes away just as quickly because the weather can shift into a positive light. And that's one of the things that I actually love about the London, Ontario area. While other people are just getting mild, boring winters, we can get hit with a snowstorm at any point in time. Number two, resale values can change drastically block by block. You could have two nearly identical homes, one street apart, and they could be priced tens of thousands of dollars different. Old North versus Old East is a perfect example. Hyper local knowledge matters more here than in most cities, and you really have to know the micro markets. Also, on the commercial side, I'll give you an example. I remember when Moxie's moved to London, Ontario, and they set up shop on Wellington, thinking the traffic count and 401 access would give them the biggest audience. They didn't notice that the downtown core was one of the most walkable in all of North America. And when they opened their second flagship location, that one was actually far more successful than the first one that they ended up shutting down. Number three, student rentals can fool you. Thinking of buying near Western or Fanshawe as an investment? Be careful. I've seen beautiful stage rentals hiding cheap renos and fall apart in months. If you're buying for cash flow, your due diligence better go beyond the surface level polish. You should also understand that we're not primarily a student rental market. I would say it only makes up 20 or 30% of the investment vehicles in our market. We have a lot of people who buy rental properties to add value, secondary units, large multifamily, and land development deals. So you really need to look beyond the lens of what London is best known for. Number four, zoning and development are moving fast, so that empty field next to your dream home, it may not stay that way forever. London zoning and development are changing rapidly. Just look at the Masonville area where I'm located right now. There was literally nothing here 10 years ago, and there's a huge commercial development, apartment buildings going up, and the farm field across the street is about to be hit with some massive density. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I actually think it's great if you're moving into an area and you want those amenities, walkable trails, all those fun things. But as a real estate agent, one thing that I really do for my clients is try and go beyond what's advertised on the MLS. It's no different like when your kid goes to grade one and the teacher tells you, only believe half of what your kid tells me about you, and I'll only believe half of what they tell me about you. I always take a skeptical look at the listings and actually check. You want somebody who's always going to go beyond the MLS and look into what is happening in and around the area. That little forest of trees, is it actually protected green space, or could it be plowed down for a high rise? Something you definitely should know. Number five, this is one of the biggest one. Traffic will catch you off guard. If you're coming from a bigger city, London might feel manageable until you hit Wonderland Road at rush hour. Traffic backups happen all the time in the usual places, and public transit is improving, but it is far from perfect. Commute times can be very, very deceptive. I also think strategically, when we're placing people into different communities, we're thinking about where do they live, where do they work, and where do they play? What do they want access to besides a shiny new house? That's where having somebody with local knowledge is absolutely critical. And London, get your act together when it comes to traffic. Also, one of the only cities I've ever seen that literally has a train line that goes right through the middle of downtown. But don't even get me started on that. Number six, it is actually the hidden gems that make it worth it. There are so many negative videos on YouTube because they're trying to pull your fear emotions and get you commenting. I prefer to end on a high note. I have the benefit in my business of seeing so many primary, secondary, and tertiary markets across all of North America. We know some incredible agents anywhere. So if you're ever looking to buy or sell, connect with us and we connect you with them. But London's got one of the most unique attributes I've ever seen. Is it's a whole bunch of really cool small towns that have combined into what I call the London Greater area. You're going to have places like the Medway Valley Trails, Wortley Village Cafes, and pockets of charm literally everywhere. And once you find them, the city starts to feel like home. But the key is you need somebody that's going to point you in the right direction to find the right places. At the end of the day, every city has its quirks and London is no different. But if you go in informed, it can be an amazing place to build a life. I'm here to help with the real talk, the real data, and the real experiences people need before making the move. Drop your questions below or contact us for a free relocation guide. We'd love nothing more to give you the insights to make sure it is the right place that you want to live. If not, we have tons of neighborhood tours on this channel. Make sure to check them out. But if you're a local, what did I miss? What do you think people need to know before moving here? Jump in the comments. Would love to know.